Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be my tournament wrap-up for SmashCon. Sorry I haven't put this up yet. I've actually been trying to rest my voice a little bit, and tournament wrap-ups are very intensive in terms of recording, that I have to like re-record some certain parts, and I really didn't want to talk that much, but I'm feeling a bit better, so here it is. So, SmashCon, obviously one of my favorite events ever to be ran. The first one was amazing, the second one was equally as amazing, even though I did poorly, and the third one did a little better than last time, not as good as I wanted, but still an absolutely fantastic event. 4-day event, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday was the day that I was going to have my onesie meetup with all the EFAM, or all the people on Twitter that said they were going to bring onesies, and no one did. So I was at SmashCon in a Pikachu onesie, and then no one else showed up. It hurt a lot. Anyone, just one more person. Man. So that aside, I was able to play some friendlies with people. I was able to meet a lot of fans. Obviously, like walking to viewers like, hey, and I was able to see the layout. I was able to see the stage, which was absolutely fantastic. I was able to see some people that I just, hadn't seen in a little bit. So really not that intensive. The tournament wasn't on Thursday. It was just, the day one of the con, because it's more of a convention than just a tournament. So nothing happened there from the competitive standpoint, but it was very nice just kind of see, I was like, oh yes, I'm back here. Like, this is, I love that venue. I love that event. So it's just like it was really happy. Like, I really enjoyed just walking into that venue and being like, yes, and then seeing all the people that were like excited to see me and MVD because I was with him. So it was really just nice. But at this tournament, I did enter Wii U singles and doubles, and I also played in Smash Masters. I'll go over Smash Masters and then doubles and then singles. So Smash Masters is the event that is who is the best Smash player, period. So you have to play all 4 Smash games against one person, which would be 64, Melee, Brawl, and Wii U. And I was put round 1 versus Naro. I was the 4th seed, he was the 5th seed. So we start with Brawl, and he bodies me because I don't play that game anymore, and he ended up winning Brawl, so I mean, no surprise there. I almost took a stock one of the games, or I almost took 2 stocks one of the games, and I got the sick footstool thing, but then I killed myself by accident as Pikachu, which was pretty unfortunate. But I was able to, I still kept my own, like, in terms of the mental game, but obviously he's way more comfortable with the game overall, and I wasn't, and it's hard for me to play Pikachu in that game because he's similar in Smash 4, but different enough that, like, I'll be doing Smash 4 things that just don't work in Melee, or in Brawl, so it was kind of hard for that. So he won that. I counterpicked to Melee, which again I'm pretty rusty at. He's not particularly great at Melee. He was able to take me to 1 stock the first game, which was not a big victory, which was important for later because I'll explain the winning conditions when you're tied. So I 1-stocked him the first game, and then game 2 I bodied him. I'm pretty sure I 3-stocked him. The third game, so he counterpicked to 64, where I went Samus and he went Kirby and then Falcon, and I beat him in both games. Pretty close. I remember the Falcon game was a comeback, so I was pretty happy with that. And then in the 4th game was going to be Wii U. I expected to win that one, but he played really solid. He got a 2-frame of a quick attack with down smash, which, that's pretty hard to avoid. So he was able to get that, and then game 2, he got 2 really early percent like pop-offs off the top, and I was really surprised. He had like 50 rage with one of them, and typically I don't fall out of those type of things, but he got it, so he was able to win 2-0, and because we both 2-0'd each other in our respective games that we won, the fact that he took a close game in Melee was actually what made him win in Smash Masters, because it's based on set wins, then game wins, and then big victories, and all of his wins, or rather 2 of his wins, were big victory in terms of both games in Brawl. I only got 1 big victory in Melee, but then I won the other game in Melee, and then I won the Smash 464 games, but he had 2 big victories to my 1 big victory, so he was going to move on, and then lost to Izzy, who ended up winning the tournament, and that's pretty much, I expected to be an but I'm like, yeah, I'll probably beat him round 1, because I assumed I would take, a game from him in Smash 4. But unable to, and he ended up winning, so that's okay. And so he won because of that, and that was just really good stuff by him, honestly. It was really fun to play him because we actually haven't played Smash 4 tournament in a long time, but the funny thing is, so Naro, for those of you that aren't aware, the only person he lost to at SmashCon was Rydia, the Pikachu main from Tampa, and he told me after, so like I was watching that set, and I hugged him afterwards. He's like, you helped me a lot because you playing Naro in Smash Masters made me look out for like 6 or 7 things, and that's why I beat him in the set. And I was like, yo, let's go Rydia, let's go Florida, because in my opinion, I would much rather lose an event that has very low importance in terms of the overall tournament and help my friend win than vice versa. So I'm pretty glad that Rydia won that after watching me, so I'm very happy about that, especially considering I was going to lose to Wizrobe anyway because Wizzy's a god. So that's okay. But so that was Smash Masters. Then in doubles I teamed with MVD, obviously. We had pools at 10 a.m. on Friday, and so round 1 we beat Emerald and Squirk. Squirk being a Yoshi main. I do not remember who Emerald played, and I'm sorry, but we won that 2-0. Then we played against Raichu and Poison Health, which was a Pikachu Lucas team, and me having just teamed with Mekos, I was very aware of what the team was able to do. Poison Health was the Lucas that took me very, very close at Smash and Splash 3, so he was very good, but unfortunately, you know, his ability to edgeguard me at Smash and Splash 3, 1, he edgeguarded me a couple times, but 2, he edgeguarded his team partner, he backguarded his team partner a couple of times, which was unfortunate, and one of the games it was very, very important. The game 2, I think we bodied them, so it wasn't that big of a deal that game, but it did definitely help us game 1 to have momentum. After that, we ended up playing iModders and Wins, and I do not remember who they played, but we 2-0'd them. And then in Winners Finals of the Pool, we played Zone and Maddie G, and I don't remember who Zone plays, but Maddie G being the Cloud. I think it got 13th this tournament from New England, so very, very impressive, but it wasn't that impressive in doubles. We kind of gave him the hands, and I was pretty happy with that. So then we advanced into top 24, I'm pretty sure, or top 24, where we ended up playing Locust and Cosmos, and this was like the next day at 10 a.m., so this was like a long day, or the day afterwards, but we played Locust and Cosmos, and we ended up 2-0ing them. Very, very close games, but we did clutch both of them, so I was very happy with that. Then we ended up playing Void and Nakat, and I love our sets versus them. You know, we won game 1 very, very solid. Game 2, they ran it back super hard, won pretty solid their favor, and then game 3, you know, we started off pretty strong, but then they just slowly brought it back and couldn't get any momentum the rest of the game, so they ended up taking it 2-1 to advance to top 8 winner side. We got kicked into the loser side guaranteed 9th, where we ended up beating Latai and Mistake. Just, they weren't really able to do much versus us. Diddy Pikachu, it was so hard for either of them to do anything to us. It was bad. And then in top 8, we ended up playing against Salem and Ryuga, who is an absolutely fantastic team. They are so, so good. And we ended up dropping 3-2 to them. We won game 1 very close. They won game 2 very close. We won game 3 very close. They won game 4 very close. And they won game 5 very close. I almost had the sickest 2v1 though. Like, I got like 120% between both of them in that 2v1. It was sick. But we ended up losing that. And so that is going to put us at 7th place for Smash 4 doubles, which not exactly what we wanted, but still not bad. Top 8 is definitely the overall goal every tournament, but we know we can do better. We've done better. We know we can get higher than that. And eventually we will win a major, I swear to God. We will do it if it's the last thing we do. And so in my singles pool, my round 1 was actually my hardest round, I think, of the pool. I had to play against Rito, a Japanese, not Raito to be confused, not the Japanese Duckman, but the Japanese Bowser Jr. player. It was really, really difficult. Game 1, I won pretty solid. Game 2, I was winning by a lot, and then he just slowly, he got like 3 or 4 reads on me, got like 60%, and then I got really greedy with chasing him after he up-B'd. So I tried to like read an air dodge and then like hit him out of it, but he ended up just going like up-B hammer swing, and I died poorly, died at like 90 or something after a hit. So he was able to take game 2. Game 3, I started off with a 0 to death on Lilat, because apparently he has to ban FD, because that's really, I guess, bad for Bowser Jr., because I saw him do that in his double sets and his single sets that he banned that stage, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to Lilat, I 0 to death him, and then he ends up bringing it back very, very close. Not like super close, but like 1 stock 30 or 40, and that's, he gets a little bit of momentum, gets like a forward smash read, I lose. But I end up soliding that out. 2-1, I was so scared, oh my god. The round after that, I played against Vanish, and I do not remember who Vanish plays because I'm the worst. But I 2-0'd him. The next round was against Waddle. That was a Fox main, and I remember that, and I told him to like remind me a few days after for the tournament wrap-up, like, hey, remind me who you played so I don't forget. So Waddle, here you go, you are a Fox main. But that set wasn't particularly close. I remember game 1, I started off really, really strong and I killed him. He gave me like 80 or 90%, and then I got like another really long combo on him. I don't remember if he killed me or not, but it was just a pretty strong showing from both games. And then after that, in Winners Finals of the Pool, I had to play A-Star the third, the Rosalina, I guess, Lucina main. Game 1, he goes Rosa. It was hands. Game 2, he went Lucina. It was actually very, very close. I think I ended up winning with like 50 or 60%, which like isn't comfortable against Lucina, so I was pretty scared. But I ended up winning that, advancing it out of my pool in winner side. Yay. So after that, in my round 2 pool, I had to play, the first round was DSS, the Meta Knight main from NorCal, but apparently he also has a pocket Game & Watch because he went Game & Watch versus me. Game 1, he was winning. I'm pretty sure I actually killed him first. I was playing very passive, very comfortable. I was punishing. I was guessing right a lot after the beginning gambit. I was guessing right on dash attack versus dash grab a lot, so I was able to get a decent amount of damage, have the lead, you know, play comfortable. He would have to force his approach, and Game Watch approach options aren't that great, especially through Pikachu down tilts, which is actually really difficult for him. So I was able to shield and punish and shield and punish and shield and punish. He got a few hits, but then I ended up like punishing something with like an up smash, which killed him at like 90% or something, so it was pretty good. Game 1. Game 2, I had a much bigger lead than that. It was like a low percent 1 stock or a 2 stock, I do not remember, but I did advance 2-0 against him, and I ended up playing against Mistake. So Mistake, You know, I've known his Bayo as a very witch time happy, very aggressive, very side B heavy Bayonetta, and against me, he did none of that. It was actually crazy how much he like held himself back versus me. Game 1, I ended up winning pretty solid on Smashville, I think. I was at like 40 or 50%, which granted, witch time equals death. But, you know, if you don't run into the witch times, you should be living a bit longer, especially with SDI as good as mine. So, game 1, I won Smashville. Game 2, he goes to Battlefield. He has the lead pretty much the whole game, and I'm like, okay, he'll get impatient. And he didn't at all. Like, it was impressive. He, you know, he played very composed, very campy, which is not like him at all. So I was very, very, like, I banned Town City versus him, knowing it's like, okay, well, you're gonna not camp on Battlefield, so I don't really care if you go there. But he camped, and it was so efficient, and like, I could have dealt with it, but I was so ready for him to do aggressive options that I was running into stupid things, because I'm like, okay, well, he's probably gonna come down with a Nair here, and then he would like witch time, and I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting him to do that. So he ended up taking game 2 on Battlefield, and I'm like, okay, well, I doubt he'll be able to stay as passive the next game, so I ran it back to Battlefield, but he stayed as passive. He got a lead, he ran with it. You know, it was very close. I was at like 100, he was at 40, and I actually read a landing, he witch timed or something, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to quick attack through him and back through him into up tilt, up air, fair drag down on the Battlefield platform, into jab, you'll probably be holding in because everyone panics and holds in, into like fall through, jab lock, death. But I ended up getting quick attack like left and then straight down, so I didn't go back through him, and then he punished the quick attack with a turnaround down tilt into upper, which was like godlike recognition by him, but unfortunate because it at least should have been like a 20% combo plus a jab lock potentially, so that was unfortunate. He ended up killing me for it. He ends up winning 2-1, so again, very, very impressive by him. He's been one of the most, you know, most quickly rising stars in the game. He's beaten so many top 10 players, and he's beaten so many Bayo Slayers, and now I guess I'm one of them. But, you know, I expected to beat him, but I didn't. He was able to advance. And then in losers, I immediately had to play Larry Lair for 33rd, because that was the type of tournament it was. He lost to a Robin main on the round that I played DSS. So game 1, I'm pretty sure I bodied Larry. I think it was a 2-stock. I don't remember, it was off stream. But game 1 was very, very dominant by me. Game 2 was also very dominant by me, but he ended up getting one like Fox combo, and then I threw him off stage. I forward smashed him for a bad illusion, and I'm like, okay, he's not gonna do this bad illusion, and he did the bad illusion, and it caught me off guard. And then I tried to like air dodge off stage, but I air dodged and like barely landed on the edge, and he up smashed me for it. But even with that, he still felt like his Fox wasn't going to be enough, because game 3, you know, he bans Lilat, I go to Smashville, he ends up going Meta Knight, and ended up 2-stocking the Meta Knight, so I knocked Larry out at 33rd, beat another top 10 player at an S tier, because I did beat Dabuz at DreamHack. Then after that, to qualify for top 24, I beat Seth, the Yoshi main from, I don't know if he's Chicago or just Midwest in general, so I'm gonna say Midwest, but he's probably the best Yoshi in the world currently. His X setups are amazing, his ability to switch from offense to defense is fantastic, his movement is great, but I was able to get some early percent kills. You know, if Yoshi doesn't have the lead, it's very hard for him to get it back. It's very hard for him to kill if you're playing very, very careful, and I killed him first, and at death percent I was playing very careful. He did end up taking a game, and I ended up taking the last stock of the thing with like, he's gonna double jump and try to do an aerial, so I'm gonna hold jab and hope that he mistimes it, and then he did, and then, you know, he tries to shoot egg, and I hit him with jab, and so he, you know, he can't grab the ledge for 50 or 55 frames or whatever it is with the ledge denial, and so I ended up taking that last stock, ended up taking it 3-1 to advance in the top 24, where I had to play Florida's own Kashmir, the Falcon main, and this matchup notoriously ass for Falcon. I have lost to one Falcon ever, which being Nick C at EVO 2016, but I've beat Fatality pretty handily every time I've played him. I've beat Kashmir. The few times I've played him, I've beat every Falcon I've ever played pretty handily. But this set was a bit different. So game 1, he wins, which that's not different, because I always end up losing game 1 versus Falcons for some reason. I don't know why, but like every single best of 5 set, except against Fatality, that I play, or one of the sets versus Fatality, or no, actually 2 of them. The 2 that I played at Paradigm Shift, I ended up just 3-0ing him. But almost every single set I play against a Falcon, it's like game 1, I lose, and then I will end up 3-0ing them. So he won game 1 very solid on Battlefield. Game 2 and 3, I win, and I'm like, okay, this is par for the course. But then game 4, he actually air dodges through an up throw thunder, which was like a little too low of percent, and I knew that, but I'm like, he's not gonna air dodge, but he air dodged it and then kneed me out of it, which was very, very impressive. So we went to game 5, and then game 5, I'm pretty sure I ended up 2-stocking him, but either way, Kashmir, an amazing, amazing outing. You know, he's such a good player. He's definitely the second best Falcon, top probably 5, 6, or 7 maybe in that area in Florida, along with like me, Salem, MVD, and Manny, and also Dyer are probably like the top 6 with Kashmir in that. So very, very impressive showing by him, but I knocked him out at 17th. And you know, for the next round I ended up playing against 6WX, and of course recently I've had a Sonic issue and I keep playing the Sonics in tournaments, which is unfortunate. So game 1 I go Mewtwo because I'm like, that's gonna be my answer. And then I get botted and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go Pikachu because I obviously don't know Mewtwo well enough, like this matchup well enough yet to play against this. So I go Pika, I end up winning game 2 pretty close, and I was like, let's go, okay. Game 3, I was playing incredibly well. I was up like literally 100%. He was at like 120 and I was at 40, and I go for an edge guard, I miss it, which is fine, and then I tried to quick attack back on stage, and I didn't mess up the angle, I just thought I was higher, because like the camera was kind of wonky, so I tried to go forward and then down forward to like back on stage, then like turn around and T-jolt, but I ended up missing the ledge because I obviously didn't land on stage, and so since I was holding down right, you know, I just went past the ledge, and so I ended up SDing my last stock in game 3. He goes up 2-1. I'm super tilted because I'm like, why does it always have to be versus Sonic? I was winning by like, it's not like I was losing an ISD, and I'm like, well, whatever, I might have lost anyway. But like he was at almost like up throw percent. He was at dash attack, down air, neutral air. So many things would have killed him in ISD. I'm like, okay. Game 4 I ended up actually playing very, very well, but he ended up taking it because obviously I'm on tilt at least a little bit. I was impressed at how well I played, but I ended up dropping 3-1 to 6WX, so out at 13th, I really wanted to top 8 SmashCon. SmashCon I feel like is like my tournament, even though it's clearly not, but it's the I feel like the tournament that I got the most recognition at SmashCon 2015, obviously with my set with Zero and the fact that they beat Nara twice and blah 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 blah. It is it's also my favorite event, so I really want to top 8 that more than most events, but I fell short yet again. That's unfortunate. I will eventually learn. I'm gonna have Manny down at some point, probably in the next like month or 2 for like a week, and have him just like grind the Sonic matchup with me so I can finally learn it. Because it's really obnoxious not knowing a matchup that isn't even that common. I swear to God, there aren't that many Sonic players, but I keep running into them. It's so annoying. Like I run into like the last one that's in bracket like all the time. It's just like, please, can I just stop? Can I play literally anyone else in this round? Like I could have played Nara, I could have played Tweak. Well, Tweak like beat me the last time, but I would rather play Tweak. I'd rather play Abadongo. Well, Abadongo got bodied. SmashCon was a weird tournament. Like everyone got 33rd. It was weird. But like I could have played literally anyone else for 13th except for 6WX, and it's like, no, you gotta play 6WX. I'm like, oh, why do I gotta play the Sonic? But so yeah, I ended up losing that out of the tournament, but the tournament was not over yet. Obviously not just because of the matches, but because of the Smashies. So the Smashies were the awards show based on Smash Brothers. Obviously it's like, had a bunch of things with 64, Melee, Wii U, didn't have any Brawl awards, which pissed some people off. And so it was one of the things that I was in 2 categories, and I didn't even realize I was in the second one, otherwise I would have told you guys to vote. It was literally the last award was Best Pop-Off, and I did it, and by I did it, I mean you guys did it, because without your votes, I could not have won this. So again, thank you so much for voting. I did a pretty good speech, actually, and that's where the title of this video comes from, where I made D1 cry, because the speech, you know, you can go look at, I'll timestamp it down below on the VG Bootcamp channel, so I'll go if you see that, and I came off the stage, and D1 is like literally like sobbing, like there are so many tears coming out of his face, like, that was so beautiful, and like hugged me, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize you were crying, I'm so sorry. But I did win this. That was actually really cool. I expected to, but I also kind of didn't expect to, because there were some pretty good pop-offs, and also I had to deal with the Mango Nation, but I'm very, very happy that I won. It was definitely a pick-me-up after the loss to 6WX, although I don't brood over my losses that poor. Like, it took me this one took me a little longer than most of them. It probably took me about 20 minutes of just like me sitting in the corner like, but you know, either way, 20 minutes, not that long, considering people are salty about it for like weeks and months and shit. So I was pretty happy with how well I got over it. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to do better. And I won this, which was super nice. I was able to hang out with a bunch of people afterwards at the Mexican restaurant next door, which was really weird because they were playing a bunch of Hispanic music, which that makes sense. And then they switched it to I'm in Love with the Coco, and that was a thing. That was really weird, but it was actually really hype, and I was kind of not sober at the time, so it was just like, oh, let's go, this is lit. You know, Sunday, obviously, I ended up watching a lot of the matches, and I also ended up playing a bunch of friendlies. So the Melee top 8, I watched some of Plups matches, but I was, for the most part, sitting down in the setup, and I played with you guys, with the EFAM, for like 6 hours or something. Like, I got there at 11 or so. I was playing from like noon until like 6, and that's when like top 8 for Smash 4 started, and I was like, oh, well, okay, I'm gonna watch top 8, obviously, so let me stop. But I was playing for so long, it was so nice. Like, that's the thing about SmashCon, it is so nice to meet you guys, and, you know, it's the best tournament, I feel like, still, for new players or like the more casual fan base, you know, it's an amazing event to go out to. There's so much to do. There are performances for music, there's cosplay contests, there's so many booths that sell vastly different things than at normal tournaments. There's a lot more that would appeal to the casual audience. There's obviously the tournaments, there's dedicated friendly setups, there's a bunch of events if you like any Smash game. And then, you know, as the tournament starts winding down, there are so many friendly setups. I saw so many top players grinding, or so many other top players that were out playing with their fans. And it was just it's so refreshing to be able to do that at a tournament, because a lot of the times you do have to stay very serious the whole time. But, you know, constantly, which for me this is good. I don't know how the other top players feel about it. For me, you know, I love when fans come up to me. I love signing things. I love taking pictures. I like connecting with you guys, because without you, without the EFAM, like, well, I'm just a dude that's good at a video game. But if it wasn't popular, if it wasn't for you guys that watch and subscribe, either here or on Twitch, or you don't enter tournaments, like, I can't do this for a living. So thank you so much for being a part of the community. Thank you for being part of the EFAM as a whole. And again, thank you for this. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. Go to SmashCon next year. It's amazing. It's so good. It is the best tournament. I was slapping my foot. That was probably really loud for the camera. But go to it. It's such a good tournament. It's such a good event. Just go. It's amazing. Social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.